Welcome back to the Curry Gumbo's podcast review of P-Valley Season 2. Let's get into this next episode. I like that they're in the pandemic and they're wearing masks, because a lot of shows, they kind of like pretend like the pandemics don't exist, which I kind of get. But on the other hand, if your art should reflect the times. So I'm thinking 20 years later, 30 years later, when people revisit these TV shows and they revisit just anything, shows, movies, if you don't talk about the pandemic or pretend as if it doesn't exist, are we going to lose this part of history?
I appreciate that the masks are inconsistent, because there are sometimes, even during this audition time, where we see all of them, we see some of them masked up, and then later on they're not masked. And I think that kind of speaks to the time, because I'll go into a spot and I'll have my mask on, but I know I won't keep it on the whole time. As soon as I feel a little bit comfortable, I'm taking it off.
You don't have to say, hey guys, we're in a pandemic and these are the masks. Right. No, it's just part of it. Like, even when Andre was in the club, he was the only one wearing a mask. And the other two people weren't. They didn't talk about it, but we know what we're dealing with now. Some people wearing their masks, some people are going to take it off. They just going to have it as an accessory. They have it in their pocket just in case.
The mask can serve a purpose as far as character development is concerned. We're going to be jumping around, y'all. But when Andre, Corbin, Haley, and Uncle Clifford are in the back talking about a deal that they want to make, Andre is the only one who's masked. That might say something about him being masked, like him being a bit secretive. I mean, he ain't even supposed to be there.
Because his wife was on him. His wife barely agreed to him going to his godfather's funeral for good reason.
Yes.
You know, she wants him to be safe. Mm-hmm. And so now you in the strip club? What? You better wear that mask.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Brittany.
Back to the matter at hand. We are auditioning the ladies, and there are 3 spots, and they go to Whisper, Roulette, and Big Bone. And it seemed like Mercedes was not about to give that spot to Big Bone, played by the lovely Miracle Watts, because she can't do nothing on the pole. She's gorgeous, body banging, but she can't do nothing.
She ain't got no tricks.
No tricks. Even when she was looking like she was attempting to bounce her ass, that thing wasn't thanging. And I'm like, what's going on now? We know you got it in you, but what are you doing? She got the job based on
based on her looks,
pretty privilege, and all of that. Like she
but when you really work in the club, she is an asset in that way.
Is she? Because the other girls don't like her.
No, I'm saying I get the other 2 were very acrobatic and very acrobatic, athletic, Cirque du Soleil type stuff. Mm-hmm. But when you want to draw people, I think that's great to look at. But then this is a strip club. This is not a Broadway.
This isn't
act.
Alvin Ailey. This isn't
exactly.
The dance theater of Harlem. I get what you're saying. I definitely understand that. What I'm saying is there's protocol. It seems, right? So you can be a bottle girl, and your face and your body can bring a lot of people to the club, sure.
Right.
But if you dancing on the bar and you ain't supposed to be doing that, and you throwing dollars and they supposed to be throwing dollars at the strippers, then we got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't know what she was doing.
At all. The show is giving us little tastes of Haley not really knowing what she's doing. Like yes, you are the owner of this club, but you cannot manage this club. And I think that we're definitely seeing that. But those 3 get the job. And how you feel about Mercedes this episode? In the beginning, how are you feeling about her?
Her and Diamonds, that's my favorite part. I mean, I understand her frustration. Like, I really felt for Mercedes episode 1. Like, she's going through a lot right now. She's not really feeling new girls coming in. And
why?
I mean, this is early pandemic. You don't know if people coming back to the club, how much money people are making. Now you got to split it. There is this competition. These girls
Yes.
are killing it. Mercedes
Yes.
isn't, the star as she was before. And so that is
I
hard
just
to grapple
think
with.
it is hard to grapple with. I just think that at a certain point, you got to be able to back up all this talk that you was giving us season one. Season one, it was, oh, don't worry, Mercedes is here. I'm the big dog. I'm the big boss. People coming here to see me. Me, 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 me.
I mean, she
Y'all
did
think the
season one.
okay, and y'all think that when they thought that the club was closing down, well, it ain't my fault y'all wasn't stacking y'all paper. Like y'all should have been stacking it like I was stacking it.
I mean, yes, but
You
she was humbled. Her mama stole her money. She got this shoulder injury. She's having a hard time.
she's having a hard time. I guess what I'm saying is like just do the work. Get better. Stop
She's
complaining. Like
trying.
you can't. No, but episode one, just last week, you was up here talking about how the people come there for you, for you, for you,
Well, they
and so
did.
you
The
should be getting
Mercedes
paid more.
experience. They did.
All right. So when we have other people come, let's see if they still coming for you.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, you gotta, I think there's a fine line to walk. Like, you can't be bragging about your abilities when everybody is like 8 grades beneath you. Now
She's
we have
also
girls who can
older,
do
and
tricks
she
on
has
it.
to dealing with being the older girl. So
Okay, so like understand your lane. And I like
I
there's
feel
one
for
thing
Mercedes.
I feel for her too, but it's you I feel like she's talking out of like both sides of her ass, which is perfect. So like that's not a critique of the show at all. I feel like people are really like this. Like so
Definitely.
that's it's wonderful to see. And I think she does a great job because I still love her. I still love her even though she gets on my nerves. I cannot say the same about Haley.
So it's Uncle Clifford's birthday.
Big 4-0.
Everybody knew it was his birthday except for Haley Autumn Night Lakeisha Savage. So Haley Autumn Night Lakeisha Savage pushed the grand opening of the club up a week so it falls on Uncle Clifford's birthday, and even
Why she
Corbin
didn't
knew.
run that by nobody?
Even Corbin knew. Mercedes was like, really? Like, I thought we was opening, the following week. Clifford said he ain't gonna be there. He pissed.
Why is he mad?
I think he's just dealing with turning 40.
Celebrating his birthday on the grand, like during the grand opening of the grand reopening of the club would have been a great idea.
But that wasn't his plan.
It wasn't his plan, and I think that's why he's upset.
Not
It
only
wasn't his
that,
plan
like, it's
because
still like we still don't know. This is all new territory. No one knew what was going on. I mean, we're still in this pandemic, but it's like, is this too soon? Like, are people gonna come? Are they not gonna come? Like, why push it
Mhm.
up? So I think this is everyone's nervous and scared. They don't know what's. No one knows. There's no blueprint for opening a business after a pandemic. And it's his birthday.
I don't think that that's it. I don't I don't think the pandemic has anything to do with him being upset. I think like he admitted to himself in front of his grandmother, he's 40, he lives at home with his grandmother, he doesn't have a partner, he's not sexually active, and
Grandma had
he
him
is
beat. She was like
come on,
5
15
months,
years.
honey. She Loretta Devine had me cracking up this whole episode.
I love her.
When Lil
Love
Murder
her.
came to the door, she was like, Amazon done delivered. She's like, it's your fault. You don't want to
Oh.
take it.
What do we think if we're just talking about Mercedes' storyline here? She's upset that there are new girls, and I think she recognizes that these, even though she picked them, I think she knows that they're going to be some competition.
Yeah.
She is practicing in front of them and all of this, still running her mouth. See, people think this easy. People think all you doing is shake your ass. You got, girl, we know that. Who are you preaching to? Who are you lecturing to? Roulette up there. Let me tell you something, Roulette. If you pop that gum one more time, you have one more time to pop that gum. One more. Mercedes expresses some pain in her shoulder in front of them. That's how I knew, like, man, this is bad. This is bad because I don't think that she would have shown that in front of those girls. Roulette says, I can get you some of that green alcohol. I didn't know that everybody do that. My grandma do that for her knee. My grandmother rubs green. It has to be the green. Spearmint alcohol on her knee. And she says it makes her knee feel better. And I'm like, how? What is the science, the chemistry, physics behind this? But listen.
Again, this is how you know this show is created and written by a Black woman from the South. It's the details.
From Mississippi, where my grandmother is from.
It's the details.
Do you think that Roulette was being menacing?
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with Mercedes being older. And these are young, hot girls. And so I do think it's a little bit of that. It's like, okay, you the old head. We here now. Like, we some fresh, new energy in this club.
I think that Roulette is giving that spirit a little bit more out loud. Mm-hmm. I think that Whisper, Ice Blue Eyes, I'm not getting that energy too much from her, but I think it's like, it's known. Like, she knows that she's Mercedes' competition. She knows that. And it also doesn't help that they come in a pair. It seemed like they have their act down. I'm surprised they wasn't standing right next to each other in the line for the auditions. Like, it seems like they have a past. They know each other. That doesn't help. Mercedes isn't there with Keyshawn and Gidget. You know?
Because they were the trio. And so now Keyshawn and Gidget are gone. It's different. It's like you're at, I don't know, you got a job or on a project and, like, people leave and now you have these new people coming in. It's a shift with the energy and the vibe. It's not the same.
So Whisper has some powers, yes?
Whisper is very intuitive. She, she's all about energy work and, what do you call it? Readings, this pendulum thing.
Yeah. I thought that when she was reading the spinning pole, I'm like, does she know that you killed Montavious?
Oh, she know because she looked at her.
Does she know that she killed Montavious, or did she know you're gonna hurt yourself tonight, or both?
I think she know Mercedes did something because the way she looked at her, it's like, I know something ain't right, and we find out something ain't, well,
it was inside of her. So we have the performance, and first of all, the night is going terribly. Uncle Clifford decided he wasn't going to be there. There's a stripper there or a dancer there fighting with her boyfriend or a man in her life because he think he the baby daddy. He want to test. There ain't no test. He want to test. Ain't no test. Big L about to burn the place down. He burning the weed wings. Okay. Big Bone is dancing on the bar. She ain't supposed to be dancing on the bar. Autumn like, please get y'all asses out there. I need y'all done now. They do the first part of the routine and then things go a little haywire. Like, things are, they shift. And the two are like, we're going to do what we want. And so they commence to flying, acrobatics, defying physics. And Mercedes, all she can do is look and react. You can tell, like, she did not own that stage at all. It was literally her going, oh, they doing that? Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, they're doing that? Oh, I'm going to top them by doing this. Finally,
well, the crowd was looking at them.
Yeah.
Because Mercedes would do something, and then the crowd was like, oh, no. Look at those girls behind Mercedes. And so Mercedes was like, what's everybody else looking at? And so she's like, okay, let me try to, let me pull out some more tricks. But
do you think Whisper and Roulette are being inappropriate?
I don't know what they practice. It seems like Whisper and Roulette was in a different practice from Mercedes.
I think they did the first half of the set, and then they decided to do something else.
Yeah, so in that way, if you're not following, the routine, that can, I would say, that was a little bit disrespectful.
Mercedes tried to go up to the damn ceiling. Her shoulder can't hold her weight. She knew that shoulder wasn't shit. I don't know why she took her ass up there. She falls. That slow motion fall that I think we've seen here in Stranger Things. Where else have we seen that slow motion fall?
Going into who was that movie with the Jordan Peele movie?
Get Out. We seen that fall. Like, we know that fall. It's more than just like a physical happening. Like, this is not just me falling on the ground and my body hitting the ground. This is me falling into some psychological depths. This has been building for a while. I have not tended to this shoulder like I'm supposed to have tended to this. You're descending into something. Now, whether that's into the depths of hell or into like the depths of your own internal conflict, and you have to figure this shit out. You cannot run away from your ghouls any longer.
Now let's get to my favorite part. Mercedes is out. Now she's in the back. It's her, Haley. Diamond came. Where they call Diamond from?
They went to Diamond's house. They're at Diamond's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're in Diamond's house. And we find out Diamond, he's doing I know he was some type of Reiki energy healer too. But I love it. And I want to find me a Diamond. Because I want whatever he did to Mercedes, I want that. I don't have no shoulder injury.
I was about to say, you done shot somebody.
No.
But I get it. I think it's wonderful to have like multiple types of medicine around you, and so like him being able to,
I saw the sage and the crystals in the back, and I was like, ooh.
Lil Daddy is a master at this craft. Okay, like he ain't no novice. He knows what he's doing.
When he told Mercedes to turn on her stomach and he lifted his hand, I thought he was just gonna like smack the shoulder into place. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna hurt, but I know it's gonna be necessary. But then he just kind of like hovered his hand over her, and I was like, ooh. She started contorting her body, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Girl, you want you a Diamond because he fine.
Yeah, yes, fine, and can work magic. The combination.
Okay. I know what type of magic you looking for, and I don't have time because I'm a lady. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Diamond, he extracts weight from the shoulder and weighs it, and it's 7 pounds.
Some of them things.
They're like, okay, what you talking about, Diamond? And he was like, well, I know that, it takes 7 pounds. What's it, 7 pounds of energy to pull the trigger of a gun? Or 7 pounds of, did he use weight or energy? Do you remember?
I don't know the exact line, but I don't know.
Anyway.
He said it takes something to pull that thing on that thing.
Find out Mercedes is the one who killed Montavious. Mercedes is nervous. Somebody gonna find out, what's gonna happen. Uncle Clifford's like, it was only us in that room. Nobody's gonna know. Haley sees that Diamond got Montavious' ring. And she's just like, yo, like, get rid of all evidence. And Diamond says the ring is somehow protection.
Listen, whatever root magic he done put on that thing.
The ring was on an altar next to the sage and the crystals.
Keep it there. I got a feeling Autumn gonna come fuck shit up. I ain't got time. You know how to slither your way, scam your way out of shit. We don't have time for this bullshit.
But when that scene happened, Whisper knows. I was like,
Whisper know.
I'm like, this is gonna come out. Whisper's gonna know something, and I don't know if
and Uncle Clifford's friends know.
What friends?
Remember, at his birthday party, because they kidnapped him for his birthday party, and he was saying like, "Oh Lord, I chopped that man up and put him in the river."
Oh.
And so then afterwards, he's like, "Oh, I knew it was y'all. That's why I was saying all of that crazy shit." All right now. So more people know, like, information like that cannot be contained. People know. The walls want to let you know. That's why you can't hide the blood. Hell, there's a ghost in there because we see the ghost of Montavious on the freaking screen.
Oh yeah, that was
So
freaky.
it's coming out.
This is a scary episode in a way with Uncle Clifford's friends.
I was like, wait a minute.
And then
wait a minute. I'm happy I didn't watch it in the dark.
His grandmama talking about, I smell something. Did you take out the trash? And he like, ain't no trash, grandma, but I take it out. Like, you know. But also, I was gonna say that cop, he's shady too, because when he was talking to Keyshawn, and he's like, oh, what's Autumn Knight's real name? And I thought Keyshawn was gonna slip, but Keyshawn, she a smart cookie. We gonna get to her. But she was like, oh, you know, a stripper never tells her name. You got to earn it or ask, whatever. So I'm just like, between that cop, whisper, and that ring, something gonna happen. I'm scared.
Yeah. Between the cop, that whisper, and that ring.
But so we get into Keyshawn. Last episode, I was trying to figure out how she gonna do this tour. How she gonna slip away from her man and her kids for 12 days. But Miss Clever figured it out. What do you think is gonna happen between Keyshawn, Diamond, Derek? Will Keyshawn ever get with Diamond? Can they?
Do you think she loves Derek?
No. I think
Why do you think she's with him? She's just scared?
She's stuck.
You don't think she can afford to live on her own?
It's not about affording. He's not gonna allow being away from his kids, even though I don't see him as like the best dad. He gonna play up that he gonna turn into a real white boy and be like, you know, my kids need to be with me, and you know,
yeah,
like, so I think she's stuck. She's not the type of person you can just leave and be like, I'm done with you. I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving. Like, he's not that type of person. You have to plan a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we see her and how she has to plan. Derek is definitely not working. This was confirmed. He did not get the job he applied for. The text comes in on Derek's phone. Keyshawn sees it. She don't say nothing. Trying to go on this tour with Lil Murder. And of course, Derek is going to be like, no. And then, so she kind of plays like, you know what, maybe you're right, since, you know, you got this job, right? You know, I know you got the job coming, so don't worry about it. Even when the manager comes over to the house, and Keyshawn's playing like, well, you know, I don't know if I should go because I don't even know how the money is, and, you know, Derek got this job, and I don't know if I can stay with my kids. So Keyshawn playing this up like she's not even interested. And then she got everybody fooled, even the manager and Lil Murder fooled. And at the end, when she sent the text, she was like, okay, thanks. I'll handle the rest. And so then Derek has to come clean and be like, you know, babe, I ain't get the job. She's like, oh, for real? I'm so sorry, babe. I guess I just have to go on this tour and, you know, get a little seduction going in. So I think a lot of seduction going in. I think we're going to get some more savviness out of her. Derek knows Diamond likes her. At first, I thought Derek was just upset because he know he ain't shit. And he's like, Keyshawn would leave me. But now he knows Diamond is a real, competitor. You think she's going to cheat on Derek?
Absolutely. I think that she's about to really get into her scamming bag. And by scamming, I mean, like, she's about to scam Derek. Like, she has to. She has to do that. And what I've noticed is that people look into the camera when they scam. Like, you know, the first couple of episodes where we saw Autumn do that shit with the money. Mm-hmm. And she was like wiring money to herself, then taking out the cash. She looked directly into the camera and like kind of like winked at the camera. You know what I mean? Then we saw Mercedes do that. I want to say there's something with like Uncle Clifford doing that too. Like, looking into the camera. Like, maybe it was the first episode of season 2 where right after he hands that gentleman the weed wings, he like looks into the camera. And so what that tells me is like, okay, like main characters look into the camera. And it certainly was like setting up Keyshawn as a main character, but it was also like I'm aware of what I'm doing, like I'm in charge. So like watch me get this work. Like watch me play all these niggas. Who is Big Teak? The manager talking about we got to take you to, you need a bodyguard, you need security, and then we see him and he gets this fabulous entrance. Anytime they introduce somebody with just body parts, a shot of their feet, a shot of the back of their head, a shot, like before you get their full face and their full body, you just getting shots of them in slow motion, and I'm like, what? Who is this? And we don't even know him. I guess they are friends from round the way. Big Teak is adorable. He's so handsome. Lil Murda, when he hugs him, he's genuinely happy to see him, but he's also, there's a little worry in his eyes, and I think that's probably because he knows that he wants his sexuality to be a more open part of his identity, and I wonder if Big T knows anything about that. Like, it feels like I bet that is a concern that Lil Murda is going to have wherever he goes.
I'm sure.
Because his manager knows, and his manager is cool, and it seems like they are close in a way that Lil Murda might not be close with anybody else. But I don't know about this Big Teak dude. But yeah, he's gonna be a problem. I feel like he's
Big T gonna be a problem.
He won't make matters easy.
Well, we'll see on this tour. So Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford. Lil Murda rolled up to the house.
Done rolled up to Miss Ernestine.
Trying to see Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford wasn't trying to see him, but Lil Murda, you know, tried to apologize, and
he got on that red bandana as a scarf. And what color did Uncle Clifford have on?
Red.
Okay. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing though. Would you still be upset if you was Uncle Clifford?
Yes.
Even though you love him? You love him. Like, you're not playing around with him. You could tell, like, this is more than just physical attraction. This is more than sex. They love each other.
It's difficult because it's a respect issue. Yeah, you love me, but you just gonna love me behind closed doors. If that's the case, I can be with somebody in my own community who's gonna love me every day, all hours of the day.
I've never had to, like, be afraid to, like, walk down the street with my significant. It's hard. It's complicated. So I don't know. Especially since Uncle Clifford was the one who was warning him, who was warning Lil Murda.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? But I think what, like you have said in the season 1 recap, like, Uncle Clifford is letting his guard down with this young man. And so if I am going to do that, it needs to be worth it.
Yeah.
And you assured me that it would be.
And it
you
wasn't
didn't come good. You didn't make good.
So now my guard is all the way up, and I will never. I learned my lesson. That's how Uncle Clifford is. He was like, you know what? I tried, and I learned my lesson. Never again. Uncle Clifford got him a little birthday surprise.
He don't love that man though. He getting busy with the man handing out the skates. He don't love that man.
It's just something to keep his mind off Lil Murda. That's all that is.
He can't keep his mind off Lil Murda. Keep bringing him up. He showed his friends pictures of Lil Murda, which I'm like, wait a minute now. There's an assumption that that information is safe.
Yeah.
There.
These are his friends.
Also, yeah. Talk about the ghosts in the episodes. I mean, Uncle Clifford sees Lil Murda skating around, but it's not really him. So he's seeing visions of him, visions of love. Come on, skating around, rolling around, and I'm just like, if you don't call that man.
These are two relationships that, I mean, who knows? Lil Murda, Uncle Clifford, and then Keyshawn and Diamond. It's like,
don't forget about Andre and Haley.
No. We're not talking about them. Because that's So dumb.
The show wants us to. Clearly, we
No.
end with them. Well, the show wants us to. Well, we end with Keyshawn, right? Because Autumn got kicked out of Mercedes' house. Mercedes said, "Get your ass up out of here." So that girl got to go sleep at the motherfucking club.
So because of that, so Mercedes blames Autumn. She's like, "You're the reason for my shoulder injury. You're the reason I fell. You're the reason, like, everything. So I've been having nightmares." So do you think she should have kicked her out, or is Mercedes just doesn't know how to handle what's going on?
I think Mercedes is mad about the shoulder because of Montavious. And I think she is thinking about the fact that it took Haley a long time to come back.
Yeah.
To get me. I think that she's also thinking about, had you just been honest about all of this from jump, we would have been ready for Montavious. Diamond would have stopped Montavious from coming into the club. I also think that she's upset about the new girls coming in. And I think that Haley, Autumn, Lakeisha Savage, as you like to call her,
That's what
has a way of kind of like of bulldozing her way. It's like she's gonna do what she wants to do. She's already got flyers for the reopening. She said that we need new girls, so we're gonna get new girls. It's not. I think that she's not thinking about the people, But like you said, she is I'm gonna make it. I'm making a decision. I'm living through panic. I'm making panic decisions about everything, So.
And we don't know.
I think she's thinking about everybody.
We don't really know her that well. We don't know where she's from. I don't think she's from Texas.
I think she's from the UK.
I mean, she is in real life, but for the show.
In the show, I think she's from the UK. And I'm so tired of that accent. Don't forget to confirm y'all transfers now. Who the fuck talks like that?
Because we don't know where she's from. That's why I'm not. Okay. In the show, I say she's from Merida, Mexico. That's on the Yucatan. Because that's like right. It's like a direct line to Houston. Look it up on the map. But I think she like swept in with the hurricane and landed in Houston.
She take her ass on that pole and is spinning around, and Andre comes in. "Oh, I thought y'all were open." Why were you going to a strip club at like that late? Why?
To see her.
Why?
And she has some nice lingerie.
Girl, okay. Who gives a fuck? Why was Andre, that married motherfucker, there?
I was wondering why she in lingerie and she ain't got no home.
But yeah, we end with them so close to each other they could smell each other's nose breath. No one cares. I don't care about y'all's relationship.
I'm telling Brittany.
I care about Keyshawn and Diamond.
Me too.
I'm telling her. I've been told her. I told her. I'm tired of this shit. And I hope she ain't got to pay him no motherfucking alimony.
Oh, she gonna